Yes, you can beat Prey while it's completely randomized, but how hard will it be? That is the question. Prey holds a special place in my heart, one of those games that you return to at least once every other year. It hadn't felt all that long since I last revisited this one and I wanted to change it up a bit, but I wasn't too keen on playing Nightmare difficulty again. So I figured, what better way to create a completely new experience than by randomizing the absolute shit out of the game. The mod I'm using to randomize Prey is called Prey 2017 Randomizer. Very creative, I know. This mod states that it randomizes multiple elements of the game and allows you to pray your way. Okay, that is actually creative. What's randomized, you ask? Absolutely everything. This is one of the most chaotic randomizers I've played so far. If you think the RE4 Remake randomizer was chaotic, then you're in for a treat with this one. Not only does it randomize items, enemies, and everything in between, it also imports all of the weapons from the Prey Souls mod. And trust me when I say, this makes it 10 times as interesting. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Actually, just before we do, if you enjoy this video and haven't yet subscribed, you might consider doing so. I've got plenty of similar challenges lined up, and a subscription is the best way to get notified when those go live. Truth be told, this playthrough didn't start out in our favour. Only moments after Morgan woke up from his beauty sleep, he armed himself with a wrench and was faced with defeating Venom. And Eddie Brock messed us up pretty good. Considering it was only the start of the run and we had no weapons, perks, or heals, we did well to get him down to 1 HP. He tried escaping, but Morgan was on the hunt for blood, or whatever these guys bleed. I was pretty messed up after that Typhon fight, but it wasn't over yet. The randomizer was only getting started and threw another one right at me. It was only at this point that I noticed I had a glue gun that could shoot 9mm bullets. Not only could it shoot them, it could shoot them so fast. This thing kept a rate of fire, it seems, and the Typhon went down in seconds. I was getting the hang of things now and took my time looting the next area. That was right up until I rounded the corner and saw a telepath looking thing staring me in the face. That was when I decided to stop taking my sweet little time and run to the lobby. After that horrifying encounter, I decided to take my anger out on a few enemies in the lobby, loot as much as I could, and then make my way to Morgan's office. I forgot to tell you guys earlier about my favorite part of this randomizer mod. It also randomizes dialogue.
One of those creatures gets back to Earth. We're lost.
It doesn't randomize who is speaking, just which line of dialogue they are currently saying. So if you randomly see January telling me to blow the station up, that's why. Because of this unique randomizer effect, the looking glass video in Morgan's office was the funniest thing I've watched in a while. Sounds a lot like my internal ADHD monologue.
There's more at stake this time than just us, or this station. Kill them. If just one of those creatures made it back home, then we're lost.
After whatever that was, I finished looting the office and used my neuromods to upgrade some perks. I had already picked up 8 neuromods and decided to upgrade my wrench damage and suit inventory. The wrench damage for early in the run and suit space for all the random weapons I'll be collecting. I had to make my way to the hardware labs to repair the looking glass because honestly, that video was too funny. There's no way I'm missing the end of that. On my way to the hardware labs, I encountered a ghost. And it was also around this point that I really noticed how hard this run was becoming due to the lack of medkits. Inside the hardware labs, I looted a few items, killed a few people, and then watched Sir Thaddeus York perish. Rest in peace, Thaddeus. Killing the enemies here was satisfying and relatively easy for the most part, and it was only going to get better. This thing shoots telepathic projectiles. A glue gun that shoots fucking explosives. I used Mr. Lawrence as my guinea pig and turned him into a pile of goo. This thing is insanely powerful. This thing isn't just good for killing either. You see, I'm a low level at the moment, right? And Morgan isn't a strong enough boy to lift the big bad boxes out of the way. But no matter, the telepathic glue gun can blast him into oblivion. Okay, maybe not oblivion, but it can move them a few inches out of the way. When I first got this weapon, I had plenty of exotic ammo for it. Well, I was a bit trigger happy in the next fight, and that changed. A lot. I used every last bullet and I'm not even angry. This felt like something straight out of Doom, hopping around blasting projectiles at people. I might have used all of my ammo in the last encounter, but that's no real issue because only moments later I found the unique Artemis pistol and then shortly after that a dragon shotgun which occasionally deals fire damage. You know, I'm thinking I'll be okay for this run.
I'm thinking I'm back!
After looting every apple, banana, and lemon in the hardware labs, I recycled everything, applied some suit chipsets, and upgraded Morgan some more. I was a few hours into the run at this point, using fruit and vegetables as sources of health and losing hope of ever finding a medkit. Dear viewer, he never does find a medkit. While exploring the hardware labs, I found a few test subjects to test my new shotty on. After eviscerating each and every one of them, I talked to a phantom.
That's what it was like. Terrifying.
Honestly, the Randomized pistol and lots of ammo are an amazing combo because these guys didn't stand a chance. After incurring my wrath upon the Typhon race, I made a propulsion system, flew outside to Calvino's body, stole a Twinkie and some keys out of his pockets, and made my way to his office to repair the looking glass. With the looking glass repaired, I made my way back to Morgan's office and resumed the video. Watching this was as funny as the first time. At one point, I'm pretty sure I heard, "Kill them." Good morning, Morgan.
Kill them. Good morning, Morgan. Ah! I hid a copy of the plan on top of the data tower by the scary chair next. You know the one I'm talking about.
After wiping the tears from my eyes, I went over to the crafting bench to stock up on more ammo. Since there are so many random items to loot and recycle in this run, I had plenty of ingredients. So I made 180 bullets for my pistol to keep me going. It was at this point I realized that when the mod description says it randomizes everything, it means it. Because the order of my perks was messed up as well. For instance, hacking level 1 is at the end of the perk tree. Luckily, I don't need level 1 to get level 2, it just means I can't hack a computer with level 1 security. This doesn't apply for Gunsmith, however. I need to get Gunsmith 1, which is at the end of the perk tree, in order to use Gunsmith 2. This makes the run a bit more challenging. Out of frustration, I went out into the lobby and did a bit more slaughtering. I had enough ammo to be trigger happy at this point, unfortunately for the Typhons I crossed paths with. I lied to you all earlier by saying I don't come across a medkit this run, but I promise this is the only one I found this entire run, and trust me, I looked. I don't even come across the fabrication plants. Looks like I'll have to suck on Captain Spree's fish sticks to stay healthy. I killed a few more enemies in the staff lounge and stuffed all of the veg, bread, and snacks into my pockets. No medkits means I need to rely on food for health. Seems Morgan can't eat fast enough, however, because moments later, I was murdered. Embarrassed by this uncalled for killing, I made my way into psychotronics. Don't ask me why. I had lost track of the story at this point since everyone talks absolute shit. I killed a few Typhons and then came across a unique enemy called Crispin Boyer. He was definitely Crispin after my shotgun was finished with him. Sorry. I looted Psychotronics a bit further and picked up the Psychoscope. I was half expecting this to be randomized into the Bioshock camera or something. What I picked up next was far better. A device so powerful and sacred. The Demon Slayer toy crossbow. Modified so hard, it can kill. Turns out that's a fucking lie because this thing does 4 damage per shot. I might as well throw my fruit and veg at the Typhon. Speaks a big game, but in reality, it can't even penetrate. Kinda like when I talk about disappointed with my new crossbow, I swapped back to my old faithfuls and destroyed every Typhon in Psychotronics. Safe to say that there were more enemies here than any other section in the game so far. This took a lot of ammo, but I do have to say I enjoy the gunplay in this game. It's basic, but it feels pretty good with these powerful weapons so early on. The game redeemed itself later on when it granted me the telepathic toy crossbow. This thing does more than 4 damage, I can tell you that. Worthy of a quick slot. Inside the guts, I was killed by a cystoid. Unfortunately for me, I only have CQC weapons and these guys explode. The game saw how embarrassed I was feeling and offered me a nightmarish pistol. A pistol that shoots nightmare bullets with the same fire rate of a normal pistol? No way this can be real. Turns out it is real, and extremely powerful. This definitely beats the Nightmare's crossbow. I tested out my new Typhon killer and then made my way into the Arboretum. Once again, my inventory was stacked with all types of weapons and items from looting, so I decided to recycle all of these and stock up on shoddy and pistol ammo. It was a shame I couldn't craft nightmare ammo. Trigger happy with my new pistol, I climbed on top of a greenhouse and started blasting. I definitely avoided killing the humans on purpose. This was 100% intentional and I wasn't just bent. I made it my mission to loot as much of the Arboretum as possible. Once my sweep was done, I had enough neuromods to unlock Gunsmith 1. Naturally, I upgraded my Artemis pistol and Dragon shotgun. Pretty sure my mission here was to go to deep storage for something, but I had to go through crew quarters to get voice access to deep storage first. So after slaughtering a big, I made my way to crew quarters. I came across another technopath mind controlling my fellow humans. This time it was intentional that I saved them, or most of them anyway. My guns aren't really designed to take down a single target. This section wasn't easy either. Morgan has to constantly chow down on his morning oats. It's my only source of health this run. Then I proceeded to upgrade my suit storage, or so I thought. Nope, turns out I just spent 10 neuromods in suit storage 1 when I already had the third upgrade for it. I just wasted 10 neuromods for absolutely nothing. The next room with the telepath and mind control humans proved challenging. You see, their mind is literally controlled, and if they get close to you, the telepath tells their mind to self-destruct. Noted. After bouncing around the room like a kangaroo on cocaine, I finally managed to land enough shots into the telepath to kill it and save all the humans. I felt like I was doing pretty good so far this run. I felt like I deserved a little bit of free time to myself. Just a few moments to forget about everything that's happening around us in the station. And it's over. While fighting that technopath, it did teach me a thing or two about mind controlling humans. So, if you're enjoying this video so far, why not hit the subscribe button down below to get notified when I upload future content. There are plenty more Randomizer videos on the way and plenty of Starfield content in the future if that interests you too. Since I've played this game before and know what happens, I shot Cook right between the eyes. This made getting Danielle's voice samples a bit harder, but I just had to do a bit of dancing to make up for it. A little bit of dancing and then some snooping around her desk, really. I do have to credit the developers for hiding all of these little bits around the game. It really rewards you for exploring. Back inside the Arboretum on my way to deep storage, I killed a telepath and a poltergeist. It seems someone told Big Brother about this because a nightmare showed up outside my door and fuck me, he was big. He dealt some real damage too and I was all out of nightmarish ammo. So I used the next best thing, my dragon shotty. Since he dealt a large amount of damage to me, killing him was worthy of a celebration. After laying our nightmare's friend to rest, I made my way to the hardware labs and input Danielle's password.
You assholes will bury it with your psych about bullshit.
Bit of a strange password if you ask me. I knew from previous runs that it only got more difficult from here, so I recycled all the random junk I'd collected and crafted 300 9mm bullets. 300 bullets or not, the phantom up ahead still annihilated me. This area was tough. I'm so glad this game doesn't have any realism mechanics, or else I'd be 500 pounds and extremely slow right now from all this food I'm eating for health. I am glad I crafted all of that pistol ammo earlier because this area had so many little cystoids. In the deepest deeps of deep storage, I mounted a drive, downloaded an arming key, and then got ejected into outer space. No time to panic though, because Dr. Igwe needs help first. Everyone would be fucked without Morgan on this ship. With Dr. Igwe saved, it was time to travel into the cargo bay and meet him. Meet me. Did I eat one too many shrooms, or is Dr. Igwe Morgan you?
You!
Yes?
Not you, him! What's your name?
Me.
Yes, you!
I am me. He's me. And I'm you.
Not only is Dr. Igwe dressed as me, every character model in the game has apparently been randomized and I'm only noticing. Sarah Elazar is still a jerk though. That's not how you start a conversation, Sarah.
So you admit you're full of shit then?
I crafted my arming key in case Sarah decides to be a bitch again and then proceeded to fortify the front doors in preparation for an assault. I had quite a few turrets in place by now and my weapons were fully upgraded. Surely nothing could pose a major threat to us, right? Wrong. Whatever just attacked us was not nice. It shot balls of fucking fire. I'd have probably died if it weren't for the turrets and people helping. Some of these people succumbed to their injuries and passed away. So I rummaged around their pockets. It's not like they're needing their stuff anymore. Turns out a few of the deceased had neuromods, which led me to believe that the living humans also had neuromods, and I wanted them. This town ain't big enough for the two of us, Morgan. After killing all remaining survivors aboard Talos 1, I made my way through life support and into the reactor control room. I found a nightmare shotgun on the way and it had easily become my new favorite weapon. I tested it out on a technopath. 1 bullet, that was all. For putting up no fight, he got teabagged. I was in search of a bigger challenge than this puny technopath, and I found it in the next room. 5 phantoms got absolutely demolished here. This shotgun is so OP. An even bigger challenge awaited me inside the reactor. Time to give this nightmare a taste of his own medicine. With all Typhons aboard Talos 1 also exterminated, I rebooted the reactor, upgraded my mobility to level 2, and shot Michaela in the head. What? She was gonna die without her medicine anyway. I just made it quick. Really, I did the right thing here. Right? Right. I flew out of the control room and around to the Arboretum again. I had to make my way to Alex's office. Alex and Morgan really didn't age well in this video. There was so much double talking in this looking glass video and even a random grunt midway through the video that made me crack up.
What else are we gonna do? Blow everything up? Not yourself. That won't save us. Tough day, right? If I'm talking to myself, it must be. Ugh.
After future Alex and Morgan's random conversation, I got a chipset for scanning coral and made my way outside. Scanning the coral was pretty uneventful. I was half expecting it to randomize into something different, like scanning Alex Yu's left butt cheek or something, but it was just normal coral.
Carl! Carl!
Back inside the Arboretum, I attempted to upload my coral pics, but Casper prevented it. Dal boarded Talos 1 to kill us all. These guys clearly didn't hear me when I said I had the Prey Souls mod installed. We need to eject Dal back into outer space, so I made my way to the shuttle bay. I spent my first few minutes in the shuttle bay killing all the Typhon. It seems that this gave Dal time to escape because by the time I boarded their ship, it was empty. Earlier on in this run, I picked up the dual wrenches, but I've not had a chance to use them just yet. Well, since my ammo was running dry here, I figured why not give them a shot, and I'm so glad I did. Sure, they ripped through my stamina, but the damage they did was so worth it. You think a fully upgraded wrench in Bioshock is good? These things top that. I made my way into Psychotronics from the Talos 1 exterior in search of more Typhon to annihilate with my dual wrenches. Even Casper couldn't last more than a few seconds against them. It felt like Kratos when he first got the Blades of Chaos. The fight with Casper left me feeling a little empty, so I went in search of a bigger challenge. Even the nightmare inside the Talos 1 lobby didn't stand a chance against my wrenches. I made my way back to the Arboretum to finally meet Alex Yu. This was possibly the most awkward conversation I've ever had.
We could finish this thing once and for all.
I'm glad I died before seeing my sister succumb to pessimism.
After all 100 people were finished talking, a big slimy Typhon came to attack us. I saved Alex. Even if he is a dick, I might need him later on. At this point, there are 2 main ways I can end the game. Setting the station to self-destruct now that I have Alex's key, or kill the Typhon with the nullwave device. Because I'm so random and quirky, I made my way to the power plant to begin the self-destruct sequence. When I say self-destruct, I didn't mean it so literally. So, I guess I can only use melee here. You know what that means. I was getting close to the self-destruct terminal now, but because I'm so quirky and random, I decided to construct a nullwave transmitter instead and make my way to Psychotronics to plant it. So random. In reality, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. Inside Psychotronics, I succumbed to the voices and jumped into the big black Typhon. I died. Immediately. I then died repeatedly in this section. Once to a random shock, then to a technopath. Dying too much, I decided to take out my nightmare shotty and deal some real damage. To myself. I basically just shot the BFG 9000 at my feet. After hundreds of deaths, I finally managed to take out all of the Typhon in this area and place the nullwave device. Now we have to go to the Talos 1 bridge to activate the nullwave terminal. We can finally save everyone on board. Well, the 5 odd people that I didn't murder. It wasn't so easy, however, because inside the Talos 1 bridge sat both the self-destruct terminal and the nullwave transmitter terminal. I had 2 options to choose from. Which one do I pick? What is the random option? There was only one way to decide. I found a nearby towel and placed 1 bullet hole on one side and 2 bullet holes on the other side. Like 2 sides of a coin. 1 for self-destruct, 2 for nullwave. I shot the towel into the air and both times it landed on number 1. The randomizer has spoken. The station must blow up. Alex and January met me beside the terminals, so I shot them both. It's a lot less painful and scary than the self-destruct death. Trust me. In line with what the towel gods demanded, I pressed the self-destruct button and the countdown started. 8 minutes until detonation. But that doesn't mean I have to die. So I followed the signs for the escape pods, praying some idiot left one for me. Unfortunately, whoever did quality testing on these pods was a moron because 90% of them didn't work. My last hope of escape was Alex's personal pod. Back to the Arboretum we go. The randomizer may have chosen to detonate the station, but Morgan's fate shall not be decided by some fucking towels. With no regard for anyone else, including my brother Alex, we hopped into his escape pod and launched back to Earth. I have no clue if the station actually exploded. It never really showed. It turns out this was all some sort of simulation and Alex was actually running tests on me. He was talking with all of his robots, shouting over each other and saying random things.
This is January, Morgan's attempt at having a conscience.
Not so eager to be
But
burned
as per
alive
usual,
with lasers.
evidence of his
I'll come out
pistol
when
at my
Dahl and his
father's wedding
rescue
ring.
operator.
At this point, I have no clue what ending I got, but after what I did to everyone on board, I imagine it was the worst ending. Although, I mean, my stats say I only killed 11 humans and saved 17, so maybe the station didn't blow up. Maybe I got a good ending, right? Right. That answers our question of can you beat Prey when it's fully randomized? Yes you can, and it's a lot of fun. This has got to be one of the best randomizer mods I've used in a while. Not only does it randomize all the enemy drops and loot items, it randomizes everything else. People's models are randomized, guns, loot drops, enemy spawns, everything. This made my playthrough of Prey completely unique and refreshing. Exactly what I was looking for. I suggested in my previous video that the RE4 randomizer should give more ammo or a method to craft ammo. Since Prey has this option and there was no real lack of ammo in the run, I really have no other suggestions for what could make this mod better. Not only do I not have any suggestions to make it better, I only played this mod with the basic settings. This mod has even more settings I could have used to make the game more random and fun. If you're looking for a way to spice up your next Prey playthrough, definitely consider checking this out. If you enjoyed this video, then leave a like, and if you didn't, then a dislike. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated when I upload future content. Thank you all very much for watching. Until next time.